Welcome to the Alcohol Reset, the podcast that helps you reset your habits, health, and relationship with alcohol without judgment or extremes. If you're looking to cut back, take a break, or just understand how drinking can affect your body and mind, you're in the right place. Each episode brings you science-backed insights on neuroscience, nutrition, and habit change to help you feel better, sleep deeper, and take control on your terms. I'm Mike Hardenbrook, best-selling author, neuroscience enthusiast, and habit change expert. I've helped thousands through my book and podcast to rethink their drinking, and now I'm here to help you do the same. Let's get started. I'm Mike Hardenbrook, founder of Cloud9 and author of No Willpower Required. Have you ever noticed that after a few drinks, even the most basic bar food suddenly tastes incredible? Mozzarella sticks that would normally be forgettable taste amazing. A greasy slice of pizza at midnight feels like the greatest meal of your life. A basket of fries you weren't even hungry for suddenly becomes impossible to stop eating. Most people explain this in a very simple way. They say alcohol lowers your judgment. They say you just lose self-control. They say you just stop caring. But that explanation misses the real biology, because alcohol does not just make you care less about what you eat. It changes how your brain experiences food. It alters reward, smell, hunger, fullness, blood sugar, and sleep. So today, I want to break down why food tastes so different after drinking, and why late-night cravings are not just a discipline problem. Let's start with taste itself. Most people think taste happens in the mouth, and technically, your tongue does detect basic flavors like sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. But the actual experience of flavor happens in your brain. Your brain decides how rewarding a food feels, and one of the most important chemicals involved in that reward is dopamine. When you eat something calorie-dense, especially something salty, fatty, or sweet, your brain releases dopamine. That dopamine signal tells your brain, pay attention, this is rewarding, do this again. Alcohol also increases dopamine activity, so when you drink and then eat something like fries, pizza, tacos, or chips, you are stacking reward signals. The food is already triggering reward, the alcohol is already increasing dopamine. Together, the experience becomes amplified. That pizza did not become more delicious at midnight. The cheese did not change. The crust did not change. The sauce did not change. Your brain's reward response changed. And that reward response is only one part of the story, because flavor is not just taste. A huge part of what we experience as taste actually comes from smell. As you chew food, aroma compounds travel up the back of your throat into your nasal passages. That process helps create the full flavor experience. Alcohol can temporarily alter that sensory processing. It changes blood flow, affects the nasal passages, and can make certain aromas feel more intense. So suddenly the cheese smells richer, the fat smells more savory, the food feels more flavorful. Your brain is receiving a stronger sensory signal and a stronger reward signal at the same time. That is a powerful combination. But alcohol does not stop there. It also manipulates hunger. One of the key hormones involved is ghrelin, often called the hunger hormone. Ghrelin tells your brain that it's time to eat. Normally, if you already had a full dinner, your hunger signals should be lower, but alcohol can stimulate appetite signals even when your body doesn't truly need more food. So now you may be physically full, but your brain is still getting messages that say, eat. And while alcohol is turning hunger up, it's also turning fullness down. Normally, your stomach and brain communicate constantly. When your stomach stretches, signals travel through the nervous system to tell your brain that you have had enough. Hormones like leptin and cholecystokinin also help reinforce that satisfaction signal. But alcohol is a central nervous system depressant. It can dampen the communication between your gut and your brain, so the fullness signal becomes weaker. Your stomach may be physically stretched, you may have eaten plenty, but your brain does not register that message with the same strength. That's why people can keep eating long after they would normally stop. It's not just poor judgment, it's a biological mismatch. Alcohol turns up reward, turns up hunger, turns up flavor, and turns down fullness. That's why ordinary food can suddenly become irresistible. And the effect does not end when the late-night food is gone. Alcohol continues affecting appetite into the next morning, largely through blood sugar. Your liver normally helps keep blood sugar stable, Between meals and while you sleep, it releases glucose into the bloodstream, so your brain and body have a steady supply of energy. But when alcohol enters the system, the liver changes priorities. Alcohol is treated as a toxin, so the liver focuses on processing and clearing it. That means blood sugar regulation becomes less stable. Later in the night or the next morning, blood sugar can dip. And when blood sugar drops, your body reacts strongly. It wants quick energy. That is why simple carbs, greasy comfort food, and sugary foods can feel so urgent after drinking. Your body is not calmly asking for nutrition, it is reacting to a crash. Now add sleep into the picture. Alcohol may help you fall asleep faster, but it disrupts sleep quality. It reduces restorative sleep, especially REM sleep. And poor sleep has a direct effect on appetite. When sleep is disrupted, hunger tends to increase. Cravings become stronger. Impulse control gets weaker. The prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain involved in planning and decision-making, does not function as well. Meanwhile, the emotional and reward-driven parts of the brain become louder. So the next day, you're not just hungry, you are tired, chemically imbalanced, and more drawn to high-calorie foods. That is why the cravings can continue well beyond the night itself. And this is where nutrient depletion matters too. Alcohol can deplete B1, also known as thiamine. Thiamine is essential for brain energy and nervous system function. It helps your body convert food into usable energy. Alcohol can reduce thiamine in two ways. First, because alcohol is a diuretic, it increases fluid loss, and water-soluble vitamins like B1 can be flushed out more easily. Second, alcohol can irritate the digestive tract, making nutrient absorption less efficient. When B1 drops, the brain may struggle to produce energy efficiently. That can contribute to fatigue, fogginess, and poor decision-making the next day. Then there's NAC, or N-acetylcysteine. NAC helps support glutathione, one of the body's major antioxidants. When alcohol is processed, it creates acetaldehyde, a toxic byproduct that drives oxidative stress. Your body uses glutathione to help neutralize that stress, but glutathione stores are limited. So when alcohol creates a large oxidative burden, those systems get taxed. This is why recovery support can matter, not as a magic fix, not as permission to overdrink, but as support for the systems alcohol stresses. This is also why formulas like Daily Restore focus on nutrients like B vitamins and NAC. The goal is to support energy metabolism, antioxidant pathways, and next-day clarity so your body has better tools to recover. But the foundation still matters most. If you want to avoid the late-night food spiral, make decisions before alcohol changes your brain. Eat a real meal before drinking, ideally with protein and fiber. That slows alcohol absorption and helps stabilize blood sugar. Hydrate throughout the night. Plan your post-drinking food before you go out, while your prefrontal cortex is still fully online. Do not leave the decision to a tired, dopamine-driven brain at midnight. And protect your sleep as much as possible, because the next day cravings are often just as much about poor sleep as they are about alcohol itself. The big takeaway is this: overeating after drinking is not simply a moral failure, it's not just a lack of discipline. Alcohol changes how food smells, how rewarding it feels, how strongly hunger signals fire, how clearly fullness signals register, how stable your blood sugar stays, and how well your brain sleeps afterward. Once you understand that, the experience makes much more sense. You are not fighting weakness, you are navigating a temporary biological state. So the next time you wake up after a night out craving something heavy, salty, or sweet, pause for a second. Ask yourself, am I actually hungry, or is my tired, depleted brain searching for a quick dopamine hit and fast energy? That one question can change the way you recover. Take care of yourself, fuel your body wisely, and I'll talk to you again soon. That's a wrap for today's episode. If you got something out of this, do me a quick favor, leave a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It helps keep the show going and would mean the world to me. Got ideas, comments, or questions? Shoot me an email at mike@trycloud9.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for extra support, check out Cloud9, makers of Daily Restore, a once-a-day supplement to support your body from alcohol's effects, and Rise and Unwind AM/PM, a 24-hour combo to curb cravings, balance mood, and improve sleep when taking a break. Go to trycloud9.com and use the code PODCAST to save 15% on your next order. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.